Today I brought some boxes that I wanted to share with you. I made this box right here just with some contact paper um, to put a little decoration in the box, make it pretty inside and make it pretty on the outside. This box right here I got from just a general dollar store, Dollar General. Open it up and close it. It says grateful heart. This box right here, and this comes some kind of paper they use for decorating. Just put it together. You decorate the inside of it, and it's just something that you can use to share your feelings as a prayer box. You can put a hole at the top and put your prayers inside and write a letter to God and just express your feelings. Um, I found that it's important to express our feelings to get whatever it is that's on our mind out, because sometimes we're holding things in our heart, and we need to let go of the things that's in our heart that's hindering us, that's hurting us, and that's causing us to be depressed, that's causing us to worry. Sometimes we can't change things that happen in our life. We just have to say, this is what has happened, and I have to let it go. Sometimes people do things to us, and we can't change it. We can't make people be what we want them to be. We can't change the mind of people ourselves. Sometimes we just need somebody to talk to, or sometimes we just need to express our feelings. um, it's good to get a pen and paper and just start writing down how you feel. It's therapeutic. It's healing to the soul sometimes. Get you a journal, a book that you can just start writing down how you feel. Write a letter to God. Start expressing your feeling, telling God what's wrong. Um, it's a prayer box. You can write your prayers in the box, and you can store these prayers in the box. I keep talking about prayer because prayer is so powerful. Prayer opens the doors. Prayer is a communication between you and God. Uh, Prayer releases the things in our heart that we can't let go of. Prayer or do what you can't do, because prayer works with God. When we start praying, we're asking God to help us. We're not relying on our own strength, but we're relying on the power of God. Uh, I got sick during the pandemic, and I had a reaction to gluten, and it made me very, very sick. I was out of work for 6 months. It threw my nervous system off. I couldn't drive my car. I couldn't take care of my little boy. But the thing about it, I had already been praying before this happened. So when it happened, God took care of me. And even during the time that I was sick, I prayed. And when I couldn't pray, my soul cried out, God help me. Because it was so sick, I was so sick that I really couldn't even take care of myself. That's how bad I had got from the gluten reaction. I had been sick with my stomach for years and didn't know what was going on with me. Sometimes you have to trust God in what you're going through, because you can faint. I couldn't drive my car, so my brother had to take me back to the doctor. My little boy, I had to get him to help me take care of my little boy because I was just so sick, I just couldn't do it. All the strength left my stomach area. But I thank God that I had a relationship with God, because when you can't do no more, God will take care of you. I just keep encouraging people to pray, because trouble gonna come, and prayer will help you get through it. Even things that we're going through now in life, prayer will help us get through it. Even great warfares, prayer will bring you out of the warfare. And I keep telling you that we're not in this world alone, that we're up against spiritual warfare, spiritual wickedness. We're up against things and dark places that we can't even see. Sometimes we don't know why our life go the way that we go. It goes because we fight against generational curses. Sometimes you wonder why you can't stop doing anything or doing something. Because you're fighting against something you can't see. It's in the bloodline. And it's a spiritual warfare, and you can't loose yourself from this thing. Only God can. Sometimes you get involved in something, you can't pull yourself out of it. It's gonna take the power of God to release you from that thing. Even though you say I don't want to do this, you can't stop doing it by yourself. It's gonna take prayer to help you. It's gonna take prayer to help me, to bring me out. You know, sometimes I say, why can't I get to point B? Why can't the doors open for me? Why do I face mental illness? Why do I face suicide? Or why do I face uh, lust demons and all kinds of demons that come to people at night and can't sleep? Because we're in a spiritual warfare, and that's why sometimes we're confronted with things and we don't even understand, you know, why it happened. People dying at early ages, and it makes no sense for them to die. We're in a spiritual warfare, and it's going to take much prayer to break the chain, to break the things that we're going through. Life happens, and I understand that. But if you go through with prayer, if you go through with God, life will be easier. Because sometimes you can be connected with something and you don't even know what it is. I just encourage you to pray. I encourage you to fight. I encourage you, don't let the enemy overtake your mind. Don't get caught up in something that you can't come out of. Don't believe in your own strength and your own might. Don't think that you can do this by yourself. It's too hard. It's too great. But prayer, get a prayer box and start writing down how you feel. Start talking to God. You can make this with a shoebox, any kind of box. Start praying. We're going through a pandemic and people are still dying in this pandemic. But I know that even in this pandemic, God is still able to bless his people. And I know even in the pandemic, God is still able to help his people. He's able to bring the people of God out. I'm just want to encourage you today that God is able, and it's not too late, even for things that you want to do in life. But it's not coming by might. It's not coming by strength. It's coming by the power of God. Because we are not strong enough to do this thing by ourselves. The Bible tells us that we're in a spiritual warfare. And it tells us that the spirit fight against the flesh, and the flesh against the spirit. And they're contrary to each other. That means they're fighting against each other. God is calling the people to come back to prayer. You think if you get all the education that it's going to work out. You think if you meet this person, it's going to work out. You think if you do everything within your own mind and you make all the sacrifices, it's going to work out. Sometimes all that it still don't work out because you're leaning into your own strength. You're leaning to your own might. And it's going to take something greater than the natural hand. It's going to take a spiritual hand to bring the people of God out, to help the people, to bring us out of poverty, to bring us out of lack, to deliver from sin and the things that we're doing that we cannot seem to stop doing. It's going to take a mighty hand to change our minds, even to change our soul. I know that God is able to do anything, but God, he will not fail us. And whatever he sent his word out to do, it accomplished that. I'm encouraging you today to pray, to start back praying. And if you're not praying, to pray, to lean on the mighty hands of God. You've tried everything else. Now try God. You don't know any more to do. Now try God. Some of you got kids and you're so worried about the children that it's almost about to overtake you. Try God. Some of you don't even know what to do because the enemy is telling you to commit suicide. But I tell you, the devil is a lie. You're going to live and you're going to declare the works of the Lord. Some of you don't know what to do because you don't have the finances that you need. You're just worried. Try God. Believe God that He's able to do anything, but He's not able to fail. Go back to praying. Go back to fasting. Go back to reading your word. We serve a mighty God today. And He's able to do anything, but He's not able to fail. When I got sick and I hadn't known God, I wouldn't have made it. Because the doctor didn't know what was wrong with me. I had to trust God that I was going to come out of this thing. That I was going to be able to declare the works of God. That I was going to be able to go back to work. That I was going to be able to take care of my son. I had to be praying even in the sickness. But I had to be praying during the sickness and before the sickness. Don't wait till you get in trouble to start praying. Pray, pray, pray. Just start praying and seeking God. Seek Him with your whole heart, your mind. Just surrender everything to Him. Let go of the hurt and the pain that you feel inside from sadness and the things that happen to your life. Forgive that God can bless you. I encourage you today to pray. If you like this video, please give me a thumb up. If you like this video, please subscribe to my video. Yes. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching me.